From giant primates that dwarf modern gorillas, to long-legged crocodiles that could run and chase after you. These are the 10 scariest animals that coexisted with our ancestors. So, just to clarify, we are only including land animals on this list, and only animals that our human ancestors would have interacted with. So, no dinosaurs or anything in the ocean. Sorry, Megalodon. Also, we are ruling out modern animals such as polar bears that would have been around in the past. We're only concerned with extinct monsters. These animals are so scary. It's a miracle that the human race was able to dominate the planet. Seriously, we should have been hunted to death. It's actually a miracle that we made it this far. One more thing before we get started. You might notice a coincidence in the time period of extinction in most of these animals. The combination of climate change, human hunting, and ecosystem disruptions led to a mass extinction of megafauna around 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. This is the period where most of these animals go extinct. Okay, let's get into the video. These animals are in no particular order. Megatherium. Megatherium is a giant ground sloth, specifically Megatherium americanum, which was from South America, and it's the biggest one. It could reach up to 4 meters, which is 13 foot in standing height. Most people don't think of sloths as being scary animals, but imagine a 13-foot sloth. They were capable of both bipedal and quadrupedal movement, so they could walk on 2 legs, so they would have been 13 feet tall. Likely hairless due to the warm South American climate. Now, despite their sharp teeth and long claws, evidence suggests that it was a herbivore like modern sloths. However, we don't quite know. They did have sharp teeth, they did have long claws, they might have been hunters, but they probably weren't. Now, these went extinct around 12,000 years ago, with human hunting potentially contributing to their decline. So our ancestors were chasing down and killing 13-foot giant ground sloths. Crazy. Next up, we have the Gigantopacus, which is a close relative to the modern orangutan. They are native, or were native, to Southeast Asia. Fossil evidence mainly consists of teeth, so an actual size estimate are speculative. They're based on proportions to modern orangutan, and it may have reached 3 meters or 10 feet in height. Exact interactions with humans are uncertain, but it's likely that they coexisted with Homo erectus as recently as 200,000 years ago. Extinction is linked to their rainforest disappearing and savanna plains opening up, favoring humans. So our gain came at the expense of Gigantopacus. Next up, we have my personal most terrifying one, a Foros or terror bird. I'm terrible with these names, I apologize. Now, this was a large, flightless bird native to South America. It reached heights up to 3 meters or 10 feet tall. Now, the way that the terror birds used to hunt was they would use their powerful legs to kick and injure prey, pinning them down with their massive claws before ripping them to shreds with their hooked beak. That is a terrifying way to go. Now, most of these went extinct around 1 million years ago, and it was the smaller related subspecies that survived up until about 100,000 years ago. So humans would have never seen these things in their true form. But I do believe this is where the concept of dragons come from. Human history, we always talk about dragons. Lots of different societies talk about dragons, and I do think the terror birds are where that notion comes from. Next up, we have Megalania, another absolutely terrifying one. Megalania was a giant monitor lizard from Australia. It was closely related to the modern Komodo dragon, and it is estimated to reach lengths between 5 and 7 meters. That's roughly between 16 and 23 foot. That is ginormous. They were also venomous, as if they weren't scary enough, with serrated teeth to tear through flesh. These went extinct around 50,000 years ago, which is around 10,000 years after the Aborigines first arrived in Australia. So what happened was the Aborigines, the humans, either hunted them to death or hunted all of their food, or a combination of both. So it's actually very impressive considering that humans were able to defeat these creatures. Alright, next up we have a species which I cannot pronounce, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Crocuta spilae, or cave hyena. Subspecies of the modern spotted hyenas, these were native to Eurasia, in particular Siberia. They are estimated to weigh up to 300 pounds, which is roughly twice the size of modern hyenas. They are known to have powerful jaws capable of crushing bone. Likely they hunted in packs and they went extinct around 11,000 years ago, likely due to competition with humans for resources or shelter. I love history and I love the history of war and fighting, but one of the most interesting wars in history would have probably been between a pack of cave hyenas and a tribe of early humans. Imagine 100 humans against 20 cave hyenas. That would have been a war back in the day, and a very interesting war at that. Next up, we have the Smilodon, otherwise known as a saber-toothed tiger. However, it wasn't a tiger because they're not really that closely related to modern tigers. So the best definition of a Smilodon is a saber-toothed cat. They lived in North and South America, and they're similar in size to a modern African lion, but with a stockier build, and they weighed up to 280 kilograms, which is about 620 pounds. Very big, very powerful, very muscular. Unlike modern big cats, such as tigers and lions, Smilodon had a powerful upper body and used its forearms to hold onto the prey whilst delivering lethal bites with its long canines. They went extinct about 10,000 years ago, likely again due to climate change and a loss of large prey. Next, we have a Canis dirus, or direwolf. Anyone who's a fan of Game of Thrones will have seen a direwolf. They were native to North and South America, roughly 5 feet in length and could weigh up to 200 pounds, so bigger than any dog or wolf today. They had a stronger bite force than any modern wolf, and like modern wolves, they hunted in packs, targeting large prey like bison. Dire wolves went extinct about 10,000 years ago, possibly due to climate change and competition with humans. But as we all know, the smaller wolves evolved into modern dogs. So the smaller wolves survived, the giant dire wolf could not compete. Humans didn't want to domesticate them, and I don't blame them. Next up, Panthera atrox, or the American lion. It's not a true lion, but it is American. More likely, it was closely related to the modern-day panther. So even though it's called American lion, it's more of a panther. It inhabited North America and some parts of South America. It's the largest cat species ever known, reaching up to 8 feet in body length and weighing around 800 pounds. The American lion went extinct around 11,000 years ago, likely due to climate changes and competition with humans for the large prey. Now a terrifying one. The Arctos simus, or short-faced bear, considered one of the largest bear species ever. It was native to North and South America, and it stood at 12 feet tall when it was on its hind legs, and it weighed around 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. That is, I can't even imagine how heavy that is. I weigh about 175. That's crazy. So about 10 times the weight of me. It was adapted for speed. It could possibly reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. Now, just to put that into perspective, not only is that faster than a modern grizzly bear, Usain Bolt, when he was running his world record pace, did 28 miles per hour. So the short-faced bear could chase after and catch Usain Bolt. They went extinct around 11,000 years ago. Again, the same reasons that all the other animals on this list. Quincana. Along with the terror bird, this is also my least favourite. It is terrifying. It was a land-dwelling prehistoric crocodile, a land-dwelling crocodile from Australia. It is estimated to reach up to 23 feet or 7 meters in length, larger than any modern crocodile. It had long, this is the scary part, powerful legs, and it was likely capable of running over a relatively short distance. Imagine a crocodile with long legs that can run. It had sharper, more blade-like teeth than today's crocodiles, adapted for cutting through flesh. You thought it couldn't get any scarier. Giant crocodile, bigger than any crocodile we have today. It was capable of running, and it had blade-like teeth. Now, Quincana went extinct around 50,000 years ago, again around 10,000 years after humans arrived in Australia, so humans either hunted them or took all their food. Thank you for watching the video. This was originally meant to be a top 5 list, but I honestly couldn't narrow it down to 5, and I couldn't put them in order. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.